It's going to take all of us. Parents will say that it takes a village to raise a child. This St. Thomas More is part of that village. The faculty, the administration, the buildings here are part of that village. The parents who give and the grandparents who continue to give, our donors, all of those are not just essential for building the next phase of this campaign, but also building the people the individuals who will enter into that sacred space. These students, they have a great desire to love. They have a great capacity to love. They make you smile every day. They're joyful. They want to know. This chapel is not just for the students who are currently here, but it's going to be for their kids when they send their children back to this place. And so this space is going to be for future generations, like the generations who are giving today, the students who are benefiting from today. They're leaving their legacy on this campus through education and athletics, but also through the faith that they build here. They're going to pass that on, and that faith is going to be strengthened in this chapel, in this school, and then they're going to pass that on to the next generation of Catholics, of children. It's fun to be around them. It's fun to engage with them. I taught an all-girls school before coming here, so I was very hesitant about teaching boys, and it's an interesting dynamic in the classroom, but I think they balance each other out. The guys are probably maybe a little bit more gentlemanly with the girls in the classroom, and the girls carry themselves in a certain manner with guys present. And so I think that like balances each other out, but there's this idea that there's a sense of entitlement that goes with this team, and I haven't found that. I've found The chapel's kind of in a unique place on campus. It's right in the center of campus. It's very small. It accommodates maybe 50 or 60 people, if on a good day. It's a place where we have confession is offered at least once a week, oftentimes more than that. And we have, when Father Joe was here, we had daily mass that was offered. But it's not, and it's a place where our kids go and they feel comfortable. They can go in between classes. They can stop after school. They can go in on their lunchtime and they can just sit in the presence of the Eucharist. The Eucharist is present at all times in the tabernacle, and so they can just go and sit there. With that being said, it's only available for a certain number of people, and so is it okay if I could go? Okay. I think the goal of this is to have it so that an entire grade level, an entire class could go in and celebrate Mass together. A grade level could come together during the season of Lent and bring their classes in, and there would be priests in a confessional instead of just behind, a closed door in the sacristy. But they would be available to hear confessions in a confessional, that we would have a separate sacred space that our students could go in as a large group and do praise and worship, or do a mass, or do a retreat even. And I think it would be beautiful later on. Students could come back and have, celebrate their weddings there in this chapel on their campus. So. There's so many possibilities, yeah. And I love that it's on campus, that it's accessible from campus. The one we have now is right down the hall, and the new chapel will be accessible from the campus. The kids don't have to leave campus or walk outside even. They can just open the door and the chapel's right there waiting for them. That's the difference between teaching here or teaching at another private school in town. This is not another private school. This is a Catholic center of Catholic education, and that's first and foremost. That our kids serve, and they continue to serve even after they've graduated. They go on mission, or they go on they tutor at Holy Family because they desire to give back. So they come from, most of them, a place of privilege, but they have a great capacity to share their blessings with other people. We envision more sacred space. The idea of something being sacred is that it's set apart. It's the Greek terminology. It's been set apart, and that this chapel is set apart. It is going to be a sacred place. It's going to be consecrated. This school has been set apart from other schools. It is a Catholic high school, and so the space is going to be one that's sacred, that's set apart specifically for the worship of Jesus.
did threaten to take me home. So
I did.
figure I
He
might
could
as
do
well
whatever.
just- yeah.
Should go to dinner tonight after.
Oh, this is like when I go get my hair cut. I can't tell my husband I am not cooking tonight.
Yeah, there you go.
My hair never looks this good.
I always ask my clients, I'm like, so where are you going to take this hair today?
Yeah.
This is interview 7, take 1.
Okay, so, you ready?
Yes.
Just, state your name and, what you do at STM, your affiliation with STM.
My name is Shannon Phillips. I teach senior theology, and I work in the campus ministry program doing the Cougars for Life Club, which is our pro-life club, and our junior retreat team.
So tell me about STM's campus ministry program. You know, it's had, 50% of the student body is, participates in it. It's
Yeah.
been very successful. Why do you think so?
Part of it is that it's voluntary. None of the students are forced to do campus ministry, but it's something that they want to do. And then there's something for everybody. So campus ministry, if you want to go on a retreat, they have large retreats and they have small retreats. If you want to do pro-life, if that's your thing, there's a pro-life club for you. There's an all-girls retreat. There's something for everybody. So there's really no reason not to get involved.
I'd like to fix her hair.
Yeah, I'll let, yeah, I see it.
Everything else okay? Okay.
That's good.
And, just tell me, can you just talk about spiritual formation in general at STM? And, how does it align with the mission of the school?
Well, I think the spiritual formation of STM is really geared towards the particular student. We have obviously theology classes, and STM is kind of a core 5. They have to take theology as part of the requirements for graduation. But in addition to that, we offer countless opportunities for service projects, for them to get involved in Habitat for Humanity or St. Joseph's Diner, or to bring cans for construction. And we try to make it fun to do. We also offer them pilgrimages and places that they may never get to go, to the mountains in Colorado or to Puerto Rico for mission trips. So they have opportunities, like I said, to address where they are. And then the questions that they want answers to, they're offered the opportunity to ask those questions and to get real life answers. I don't know about others, but in my class, my students also do things that apply to where they are today. How do we take that next step forward in real life situations and take something that we've been taught for the last 4 years, and we make it applicable to what we're doing today and what we're going to do next year as a freshman in college. And we're studying the vocation to marriage. What are the skills I need to learn today to be a good wife or a husband in the vocation to marriage? So it's taking the spiritual formation and really making it applicable to them in their lives where they are.
So they're able to carry it on beyond high school?
Well, that's the goal. And yes, absolutely. They're given the tools they need. You have to put those tools into use, but they're definitely given the tools they need to make those real life connections and to make this count for more than just the 4 years that they're here.
So as, student enrollment in Catholic schools has declined, and many kids stop going to church after high school. What do you think, what is it about STM right now that they're really succeeding, especially in their faith formation? When kids are so challenged with faith, and even the Catholic Church, and
Yeah.
why do you think it's so successful?
Well, I think at the core, just in general, at the core of the person, there are these big life questions that we have, and no other philosophy can give you the answer to those questions. It all roots back to God. We are created in the image and likeness of a God who loves us, and because of that, we desire love. And if that's it, then they have come to a place at STM where they have faculty, they have campus ministers, they have an administration who just loves them and desires to show them the love of God. And so the answers to their questions can be found here. If there's someone on this campus who wants to reach out to them, who wants to meet them where they are and to draw them into a relationship with the person who created them. And that's why Catholic education is not going to go anywhere. STM is going to continue because there are still parents who want that for their students, their kids, and there are still kids who want that for themselves.
Okay, sorry. That was a great answer.
Is it frozen up?
No, this is just part of it. This is just why I'm here.
Okay.
His hair by nature moves.
I move.
So that's good too. That's also
Thanks.
allowed. It's actually behaving quite well.
Okay, so,
Good catch.
tell me about the existing chapel, the chapel that is at STM right now. Okay, well, that was great. You answered the second question that I had.
Get in there.
But I might bring you back to that, okay? So, why is building a dedicated chapel so important to the school today and into the future? And the way I like to think about it is STM's, it's 37 years old, but it's only 37 years old.
Right.
It has many years left in its life, right? And so the chapel, although it seems kind of late that it's being, like a dedicated chapel is being built, STM's still very young.
Right.
It still has so much life left in it. Can you kind of explain that and kind of like talk about how this chapel will kind of help the school move forward for years to come?
Right.
more questions, but I want to ask you another question. It's kind of, I'm going off script a little bit. So what do you think, when a stranger meets a STM student, or maybe the first time you met an STM student, right? Because how long have you been here?
This is my 8th year.
So, did they make an impression on you? I mean, did the children, did the faculty, what did you think when you first came to school?
What I was told and what I experienced were two very different things. There is a perception in the community of St. Thomas More students that is not accurate to what you experience in the classrooms or just walking the halls. Last year every year construction gets bigger and bigger, and last year we set the goal at 20,000, and I never thought that would be something we could accomplish, and we surpassed that last year because these kids just give.
Sorry. I have the chills.
Such a good job.
Very nice. Might start crying.
Don't cry, Kat. It's okay if you do. No judgment. Okay.
So the campaign is Envision More, and specific to the chapel, what we're saying is envision more room for God, right? It's figuratively and literally more space, and also in our hearts, right? So, I mean, if you had to tell someone, or if you were explaining to me why I should, like, what should I imagine, like, why should I believe that a chapel is good for the school? And you just had to say, Kathy, envision a space for blah, envision this, envision that. Can you answer that? Like, envision more blank.
I guess it would be
you say that again?
I'm not even sure.
I love the last part of what you just said. You know, you're like, part of it is yes, getting the chapel built and supporting that, but also building the next generation of students that will go through the chapel.